Excellency Chief of Defense Staff of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Chair of the ECOWAS Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff, Excellency Chief of Defense Staff of Ghana, the host, country, and a member of the Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff. Chiefs of Defense Staff of our member states here present and their delegations, colleagues from the ECOWAS Commission. I would also want to add my voice to that of the chair of the committee in expressing our sincere gratitude, to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic of Ghana, his government, and the peace-loving people of Ghana for the very warm welcome and the wonderful, facilities that they, put at our disposal today to enable us to come to, this a very fruitful end to our 2 days of deliberation. Gentlemen of the press, as the chair of the Chiefs of Defense Staff said, ECOWAS is a rules-based organization. That is the most important thing. And that member states have signed up to certain obligations, which means they cede part of your sovereignty to the collective good, that is of ECOWAS. And I'm talking about their various national constitutions, which they must not flout and which the junta in Niger has flouted, and it is the ECOWAS instruments, in particular the mechanism and also the supplementary protocol on democracy and good governance. So all we are doing is to make sure that Niger gets back to rule-based governance in a sister country. That is all. The planning mission, which started on the 2nd of August, has come to an end today. We've already agreed and fine-tuned what will be required for the intervention. The strategic lift capacity, what the strategic objectives are, equipment needed, commitment of member states, which was very, very, very encouraging. All member states of ECOWAS present here today have all committed elements. They have committed their own equipment. They have committed their own resources to undertake this mission. So I tell you, we are ready to go anytime the order is given. The D-Day is also decided, which we are not going to disclose. There will be no more meetings of the Chiefs of Defense Staff. If there will be, it will be probably in the course of the operation if there is the need to adjust the operation. This is the second extraordinary meeting and the final meeting before deployment. That is what we want to, inform you about, and that as soon as our heads of state and government are satisfied with the report that have been presented, our troops across the region are ready, and they are ready to call, respond to the call of duty of the region. We are not against the Republic of Niger. We have said, just as the chief of the committee, the chair of the Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff has just said, that all the options are on the table. And as we speak, we are still readying mediation mission into the country. So we've not shut any door. We've not shut any door at all. The sanctions are also on the table. And if they respond favorably, to the request by the authority of heads of state for dialogue, we are ready to accept. All we are saying is that we are not going to engage in endless dialogue. It must be fruitful, and its objective must be the restoration of constitutional order in the shortest possible time possible. In the shortest possible time. We are also calling for the release of the legitimate president of the Republic of Niger, His Excellency Mohamed Bazoum, and his family, and members of his government who are being held hostage, by the regime in Niger. This is our message, to them, that our doors are open, but we are not going to engage in endless dialogue. That is why we say all options are on the table. If they want to take the peaceful pathway to very early restoration of constitutional order in the country, then we can stand down the military option, because it is not our preferred option. But we are being obliged to do it because of the intransigence and the obstacles, intransigence of the regime and the obstacles they've been putting in the way of a negotiated settlement to the restoration of constitutional order. This is our message, and I don't think you are going to ask me a question about when we are deploying. I cannot even answer that. That is left to the chair of the Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff and the colleagues who have that. It is an operational tool, okay, that we don't disclose it. So we hope you are not going to ask that question. All I can tell you is that we are ready, equipment-wise, the political will of the countries involved, all of them around this table, and the resources required, our own resources. And I would want finally to tell you that ECOWAS is doing this in defense of its principles. Those who are misinforming the public that ECOWAS is being teleguided or being directed by this power or that power, they are missing the point completely. And that all our interventions in the past, no external power urged us to do it. We did it ourselves, and this is no different. So we are doing it for ourselves, by ourselves, and for posterity. In the ECOWAS sub-region, we want to get back to constitutional normalcy. And the decision is that the coup in Niger is one coup too many, for the region, and we are putting a stop to it at this time. We are drawing the line in the sand, and that is it. I thank you very much for your attention.
Now, question and answer. All to be directed to the commissioner. Okay, who's first?
Thank you. In this era of global economic crisis, how does ECOWAS intend to fund the military operation, and have you considered the humanitarian crisis if the intervention is protracted? Thank you.
No, thank you. You see, it is because of the current global crisis that we feel that the junta should not have taken the action that they have taken. The people of Niger are already suffering under the double threats of terrorism and also the global downturn in the economies of almost all countries. So in the first place, they should have not done that in order to attract ECOWAS sanctions to add to the suffering of the people, which was not the intention of the ECOWAS authority, but actually as to have the leverage to get them to do the right thing. If you tell me about the challenges in the country, we cannot talk about economic integration, development, providing livelihood for our population.
We're given a mandate to come here and fine-tune our plans for our own operations. Just in case other options fail, all options are still on the table. We have done our tasks, we have done our duty, we've deliberated. We have arrived at our decisions, which we are going to present to the ECOWAS Commission for implementation. As you're all aware, the military is just a tool for the government, for ECOWAS. And in this case, our reports will go into the ECOWAS Commission for them to take final decision. We're not here to discuss what the plans are, but all we have to say is we appreciate the ECOWAS Commission for the opportunity to sit as a group to deliberate in a very wonderful atmosphere. We appreciate the President of Ghana for allowing us come into his wonderful and beautiful country. We appreciate our chief host for being very hospitable. Our deliberations were sincere, they were fair, and they were considerate based on the fact that we want peace and security to entail within the ECOWAS region. I will not have much to say than to appreciate everyone here that took his time out for us to sit down and deliberate. And we're hopeful that we'll have a peaceful and successful completion of this operation. I hand you over to the ECOWAS Commission for him to give you the details. You know, militarily, we don't discuss our operations. That is left between us and our leadership. Thank you very much.